can't stop. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going. Can't lose focus. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going.
Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Red Corner Boxing. My name's Mr. Neutral, and this gentleman alongside me is Brett the Boxing Man, an Englishman abroad who lives in Canada. He's one of the life's biggest boxing fans and well respected on Twitter as well. Go and check him out, as well as Red Corner Boxing and myself. Give us a like and subscribe. It's free. Thank you very much indeed, Brett, for coming along. But before we get to you, my mate, this show is sponsored by EasyStories.com for your local nationwide needs, and of course, Boxing Fight Zone, our merchandise and boxing apparel partners. Locked in, it's Bob. Thanks, mate. Welcome along. Good to see you and everybody else who'll be joining us. We are here to talk about Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. That is tomorrow night from Miami. He's laughing already. And this is supposed to be a serious debate, young man. But I know you've got some very strong opinions. We'll get to them real soon. But
let me out. Let me out.
Let me out. He's like a greyhound that's been held in the stalls for a few seconds too long. The time is here. Mate, take it away. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, start from the beginning.
Do you know what? Like, we'll get into it, with all the banter and all the delusion and all the fun that I've had in the last 48 hours. It's got some balls on him, this Jake Paul, by the way. Now, let's start there.
Well, let's talk about what you've been saying the last couple of days, because you hit over 1.5 million impressions on X with your comments, and you've got people talking. What's going through some of the comments? What struck you the most about this whole thing?
Well, look, at the end of the day, being an actual boxing fan and somebody that loves it to bits, I basically started. Obviously, I'm known on Twitter as an AJ fanboy. Fine, I'll take that. I'll take that. Whatever. Somebody's got to take it, so it can be me, sure. But the bottom line is that I just put a few fun posts out there, but it's the delusion. It was I started off putting these posts out there with just these YouTubers saying that AJ's chinny, and
yes.
and then Logan, his brother, saying AJ doesn't like it when you fight back. Honestly, when I'm clipping that clip, I'm streaming with tears, laughing, because he's trying to get his brother killed. AJ doesn't like it when people fight back. So At the end of the day, the comments that are coming in, a lot of comments are backing Jake. That's the North American side. A lot of people don't know Anthony Joshua. I've laid a couple of bets over here of people that have put money with me rather than the bookies, which is fine. And I'm not like somebody else on this space that doesn't pay their bets, but I won't mention the name. But I'll certainly be coming through.
Name and shame, brother. Name and shame. No, you're not.
He's a big hitter. You all know who he is. He's a big hitter. So anyway, let's not give him some airtime right now. But the bottom line is, it's what started off as a joke and is continually a joke in most people's eyes. It's getting more and more serious now. And the reason why I think it's more and more serious is because AJ and Eddie have locked themselves in to keep telling people it's not a fix. It's not this. It's not that. It's not the other. We could face criminal charges if this was a fix.
Yes. AJ, who did he threaten today on X? Oh shit! Someone said it, and he went, that he'd be subbed for papers. It's an American. I can't remember it, but. Carry on, because I've got a point to make after that.
Sure. Yeah, no, and just to finish it off, like, the closer and closer it gets to it, the whole... Listen, whether you're a boxing fan or not, you're all tuning in because you still can't understand. You tune in for these reasons. Is it fixed? And if it's not fixed, he's going to sleep very, very, very early. And and all I will say is, of course, mate, the amount of bookmarks on me and my posts right now, if he even lands a single blow on him, Elon's going to have to reroute my traffic because it's going to be mental. So that's fine. If he even lands a significant overhand right, I'm in trouble. But there's got to be some of these so-called boxing accounts on here that need to look at themselves in the face, because if you've even been in the amateur gyms, mate, which we have, if you've been in the amateur gyms, there's people in those gyms that could put Jake Paul to sleep within 2 rounds. And it is facts. You know, fair play to the lad. He's done well. He's forging out a career for himself. He's getting paid more than any boxer because of what he does. And now we're at the point of seeing if this is legitimate, because if he hits him with a straight right hand, it is serious. It's very, very serious.
Yeah, very serious. Now, let's go back to, you know, the fixed and the script and all that jazz. Now, there's a couple of things. Who's it? Alex the Boy, you know, from SDS podcast. Great lads. He seems pretty convinced on X that it's already written in the stars that, you know, it's going to go the distance. And a lot of people are getting that. There's a lot of money going on. It's going the distance. There's Jake Paul, who, you know, as we see in these bookies, all across the board, all around 6-1, 30-2, 7-1. Now, for all of them to do that, Brett, there's got to be serious money going on to justify the prices in the market. It's not like one bookie can you know, manufacture this sort of odds, because you've got who Anthony Joshua's fought before. I would say 6 of the last 7, apart from Usyk, have been longer odds. Like Otto Wallen.
Yeah.
Right. I think when they were talking about Hrgovic was opened up longer odds than he would have faced Anthony Joshua than Jake Paul. So all these guys are around plus 800, plus 900, plus 1100, and so on. But he's coming at plus 650. He's never boxed a professional boxer in his life.
That's because the bookies are jumping on. The bookies are clever, mate. You know that. What the
They're
bookies
clever,
are doing,
but they are market, they are capital dominated. The cash that's going on them is phenomenal.
But they want you to think they're not going to put in major odds out. They're playing with us because they're saying, "Oh, he's 6-1," and you're going there. Fucking, what do they know? What do they know at 6-1? And so people are backing it because it's 6-1.
But if you say that, you have to accuse one bookie, not all across the market board, from the UK to the US to Australia. They're all around the same price. They can't all be trying to play a game and go. It's a massive risk to them, offering shorter odds for Anthony Joshua.
Look, you're right.
Free money.
What do we know? That maybe somebody knows something. I just think we talk about legacy for AJ. If he allows this clown, because in the boxing squared circle, he is a clown. Outside of it, he's done fantastic things for the game, and he'll continue to be. I'll go on record to say this: when he's done with the game, he'll be the top promoter in the world. To be honest, he'll be the top promoter in the world. He'll take over everybody. But the bottom line is, if AJ lets him go 12, it's a joke. Only because, you know, a British area title list. What would they go 12 with AJ? Like, what would Tommy Fury go 12 with AJ? Would KSI go 12 with AJ? Like, come on, guys. Like, if he allows him to, then I'll be honest with you. Like, I would lose a massive amount of respect from him if he holds him up. I personally think he'll do what he did with Ngannou. He'll tap him. He'll range find him in round 1, and he'll smash him to bits in the body in round 2. And if Jake Paul goes in round 2, that's a success story for him. Right.
Let's go to some of the comments in the chat, and thank you to everyone who's joined us here for this debate. It's popping right now. We got Gone 11824 says this is the same AJ that went 24 rounds for someone who just murdered Daniel and had Fury doing the chicken dance. Great comment. Jams wants to know, Brett, you joining me for the watch along at 4 a.m. Gone's back again. The AJ Chenny thing is jokes. Absolutely. When Aiden Ross, that YouTuber, whoever he is, and Logan Paul going around, yeah, he's Chenny, man. He's got knocked out. Talking about the Dubois fight, an elite heavyweight, as if Jake Paul can punch like like Daniel Dubois. Is it dangerously close to delusionment meets Disney meets Hollywood?
All of it
meets a mental health breakdown. Is this guy really? Or is it scripted? This is maybe that's why the bookies they don't know themselves. So rather than give Jake Paul massively stupid odds, right? This explains the 6.5 to 1. They have to offset any damage back onto Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Where bets will be taken. Does Anthony Joshua lose by knockout? Does Anthony Joshua lose by unanimous decision? Where the odds are far, far more attractive, obviously. So these are where the money is going. But the thing is, I get what you say when the bookies will make up, something, but it's purely down to mathematics, because the danger of giving Jake Paul plus 2,000, plus 2,408 and onwards, when all along it could be scripted and Jake Paul wins by UD miraculously, to what many consider around the world, allegedly, maybe not my own opinion, but a system that's bent, right?
Yeah.
Over there, especially Miami.
He can't let it go. He can't let it. I mean, fucking hell. He can't let it go to the judges' scorecards. And not a chance. I mean, but he's not going to. But I'll entertain that question. He can't, because if Jake Paul lasts all the way to the judges' scorecards, Jake Paul will win on points. Absolutely. No, that's why it's gone to Miami. That's why it's in Miami. But this honestly, mate, if you're AJ, yeah, okay, he's getting 50 million, of which he said is not his biggest payday, by the way. I don't know. Who paid him more? I
thought it was 104, Turkey.
Right, okay. Yeah, I thought that. It was a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Ngannou fight.
Yeah, in Ngannou, it was a big one. But why would he risk the Fury fight, which is seemingly under the table signed? Why would he risk messing about thinking he was going to take a dive, or it was going to be rigged, or it was going to be all these theories, mate? They're absolute joke. The only thing is we can't wait to get to round one, because every single one of us will know what's happening. If he comes out, AJ, and he's on his back foot and he's playing about on the ropes and he's not really good, he's not really stepping to him, he'll range find him in round one, and he'll feel his soul when he hits him with that straight jab. He'll feel his soul, and then he'll go, it's any time I want now. From now on, it's any time I want. And that's why I opened up with, if this isn't staged, it isn't rigged, all this stuff. Jake Paul's got some balls, man. I know he's getting paid a lot of money, and you go back to the YouTubing comments. If I can put a post out there, mate, that gets 1.1 million interactions, what's everybody else doing, right? And so how much is Jake Paul's stock risen around? I mean, he's already massive, but he's being talked around in most households, and a lot of non-boxing households being talked about right now, because the algorithms, whether you're a boxing fan or not, the algorithms are coming through, and you're seeing all this stuff. So, is it worth him getting seriously hurt? I mean, obviously not, but they've got a plan for him tonight. And I know the other thing, I know we'll rush to some of these comments, but everyone's on the payroll. I seen that Coley's interview today. He needs to get back to McDonald's. Get back to McDonald's.
He made me miss.
Get back to McDonald's.
Again, it all comes back to this, this promotion. You seen today with the final face-off, Jake Paul has come out with some mad rhetoric, what he's going to do to Anthony. You know, I'm coming for his A double S. You know, and this has got a lot of people thinking again, is he a PR machine that's just constantly updates you with doubt?
Yeah.
You know, especially to his own fans.
No, honestly, mate, I sat with no disrespect to the lads where I am. They don't know a lot about boxing, but they know a lot about him, and they're sitting there going, he's making them believe. He's making them believe that he can throw that right hand, that the one he threw against Woodley. He's making them think he's going to be able to land that on AJ. Listen, we're talking two different beasts. We're talking two different beasts, and you know. Very respected people like that Tony Jeff, is it Tony Jeffries? What's his name? What's his name?
Tony Jeff.
Yeah. It's saying that that's some serious bag work there. Like, come on, mate. Like, you put the film on me, I can show you some serious bag work. But I'm 42, overweight, and you know my legs have gone now. But at the end of the day, you can show serious. If you've been around the gyms for more than 3 years, anyone can show serious bag work. But what they're all doing is, and rightly so, because that's why I'm getting so pissed off and irate about it. What they're doing is they're getting in your brain, and they're either making you second doubt yourself, or they're making you rear up and kick off.
Is it all part of the genius of Jake Paul? Let's get back to some of these comments, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Parker is known for his chin, but went down from a left hook from White the same way AJ took the shot at the chin. You know, we're talking about AJ's chin. As again, I come back, Daniel Dubois, 90% knockout rate, one of the hardest punches in the world. You know, proven that time and time again.
Mate, on that, if you don't mind me saying on that, sorry to cut you, but on that, I watched that first round punch again. I mean, it's awful fundamentals from AJ. But that would have put most men out. Like that was a horrific shot. And it's only because of AJ's narcissism of how he just wants to always be in there and be the man, how he even got up from that. And you telling me that Jake Paul can hit like that?
Yeah, exactly. Gone 1124 is putting Jake too low would make them lose too much. They want you to bet exactly. LFC, you never walk alone. Thanks for joining us again, mate. Fake Paul going night. Absolutely. Gordon's back again. This is AJ's breakout US party. That's why it's good for AJ. Look, AJ, 8 rounds, short night, 10-ounce gloves. I can hurt him. £245. I come in at 243. You missed that one. You know you got that one wrong. And, you know, but there is a danger, there is an element, you know, will the Americans have softened AJ up with all the warm welcomes and the glitzy parties and all the rest of it, you know, not to nobble him, but to mentally nobble him, you know, and say, you know, take it easy, you're going to knock this guy out, he's going to be easy. You know, and you got AJ, you got Jake Paul working the bag, like B.A. Baracus.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. It's not as dramatic as that, obviously, but Jake Paul would obviously make it as dramatic as possible. He's coming out tomorrow night, you know, dressed as Hulk Hogan tribute sort of thing.
Disney
all part of this promo show. And we get back to this. Let's get back to Jake Paul. You know, part of me, PR genius, marketing genius. There's a gap in boxing, and he's gone into it and done really very well. But coming back to this popularity thing, you're absolutely correct, because win, lose, or draw, Jake Paul is going to smash it. His victory already, in my opinion, was getting Anthony Joshua in the ring. Just to get him in the ring was the biggest battle, and they've done that. That's going to open doors for more fighters, maybe a Terence Crawford to come out retirement in some time in the future. Yeah, maybe Alexander Usyk. Jake Paul, Canelo. Once we all thought that was just a pipe dream, it's now more than a certainty. He can only win out of this, and that's why probably to me, you know, he's been so buoyant and talking all that and all the rest of it. But his biggest fear, probably, and I would be him. If I was him, I'd be thinking it tonight. Shit, what have I let myself in for?
Well, Timmy Taylor in the comments said, shout out to Timmy Taylor. He said he's
Yeah.
never been in the liver before. Absolutely. When
Yeah.
he goes down low and he comes around the corner with a right hook to that liver, he's gonna bend over. He's gonna bend over. I suppose the only thing is, and obviously, God forbid, fingers crossed, we could if it goes wrong, it goes wrong in a bad way. If it's not scripted, it goes wrong in a very, very bad way, because then it's going to be, all we've got to say is he gets a clip in the wrong area, and I'm not saying the full negative, but enough that it's really, really bad knockout. It could really backfire, because at the end of the day, then who has to answer the questions as how did you really actually get this one over the line? If there was no fairy tale, if there was no, he's not allowed to knock him out to the face, he can only knock him out to the body. Who sanctioned it? But then again, they might know something that we don't know. He maybe be able to take big shots. He's maybe been taking some big shots. But the bottom line is that, hopefully he gets knocked clean out, but he's safe and he can jump back up and he can have a smile and a laughing about it and a joking about it afterwards.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jake Paul hasn't got a title shot off his promo. This is gone. Red Corner was coming back. Dave Caldwell called him on it. That's absolutely true. That's Bob. 22 ring now instead of 20. 22 foot. So, maybe that's because I can see Jake Paul doing a lot of running in this fight.
Yeah, but again, let's address that. Let's address that. A man that's come up through the Olympic system, that understands the scoring. He's faced every style of opponent, right? In the Olympic cell, it's different. The amateurs is different to the pro game. Obviously, it's seek and destroy in the pro game. The amateurs, he's had to use his feet. AJ can use, even though he's a big man, he can use his feet and cut the ring off. Jake Paul can. You put him in 22, he can't hide from him. There's not a chance he can hide from him. AJ's just going to outman him, outboss him, outthink him, and he's going to close him down in the corner. And if he wants to go for a run, go for a run. If he wants to come out swinging like his brothers told him to, then come out swinging. Either way, AJ's going to find him, mate. He's going to find him.
He's going to find him. I see as a best scenario I can think for Jake Paul would be on his toes and keep low, because he's got a 5-inch height disadvantage, an 8 something like ridiculous, like an 8-inch reach advantage. He's going to have to come low. Yeah. He's going to have to jab to the body and then try and come round the side for body shots. Big overhand rights that, without a double jab behind it, will he have the footwork to even get close to Anthony Joshua? These are the things that the hardcore think about, like me and you and all the rest of the guys. And also, go on, mate.
It's going to be. Sorry, mate. I'm just getting my charger.
Yeah,
my laptop don't die on us. No, the thing is, he's going to be petrified, mate, as well. Let's be honest. Like, fair play to him, but you can't tell me deep down when he's looking at him. So when he hits him with that straight jab, he's gonna know. He's gonna be very, very, very scared, and he's gonna be like, when's this big right hand coming? So whatever. It's a difficult scenario to say, because I don't even want to entertain it, because people, and then big up the people as well that are in the comments, because I know we're having a bit of tongue in cheek with it, really. But at the same time, it's interesting that everybody does have an opinion, because we just don't know if it's staged or not. We with the comments that's come out from Eddie and AJ, if it's staged now, they look very, very stupid. So
yes,
there is, for me, with the levels that we're looking at, I don't even know what his game plan could be. Like, it's ridiculous. No. It's like an amateur team going up against Man City. Like, what is the amateurs going to try and do? Sit behind the ball, try and block the goal off? Like, Man City is still going to find a way. Like, it's, I don't even know what his game plan is, because of his levels of what he can execute.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the only thing I can see him is try and go to the body low, try and work
jab low.
and try and clinch up as much as he can. Even then, he's going to get out muscled and out too much strength in Anthony Joshua. You just throw him around the ring. So therefore, you say to yourself as a purist, just what is the game plan here? Who has he studied? Who is advising him how to fight Anthony Joshua? Again, there's no plausible game plan. I think I said on a space or something. I can't remember. I think it was on Prediction League. If Jake Paul wins tomorrow night, I'm closing my X account down. Because I cannot take what would become a nightmare scenario of day in, day out, watching Jake Paul on X proclaim that he's the greatest boxer that's ever breathed oxygen.
I'm joining the Hawkan train, and I'm MVP till I die. In fact, I'll get an MVP tattoo. Like I now join the whole train, mate. If he manages to knock him out.
Yeah,
but the reality is it's you can talk about the other side of it, mate. Is it good for boxing? Well, we're all talking about it. Like, we're all talking about it. It's AJ. AJ is, whether people like it or not, and people always get wound up about this, fanboy. AJ is currently the face of boxing. Him and Canelo. Yes. Him, Canelo, Katie Taylor. And I'll have an argument with any of you that tells me anything different. You can say Crawford because he just beat Canelo, fine, but Crawford's dropping out now, whatever. But, like, whenever Anthony Joshua's boxing, people are watching. Add Jake Paul to that mix.
Yeah.
And it's just gone absolutely massive.
That's obvious. You see the same as I do. That is the game plan for Jake Paul long term, to be involved in conversations with the biggest stars in boxing, and the fact that he could fight them, which lends credence to the reasons why he was willing to fight Tank Davis, Terence Crawford, and so on. Usyk, he's the only man that can do this. Such as the way that he got in. And YouTube was only young as well. In back when he was a youngster. So YouTube wasn't as big as it was today, it didn't peak until a few years ago. But he's entered this boxing, the market and the finances and the promotion, and the way he's gone into women's boxing. It's fantastic what he's done, really is.
Mate, I want to see him. I want to see him in the promotion game. I think he's fantastic. I don't mind his little gimmicks. I don't mind his little videos. I love the fact how he's pushing the women's boxing, mate. When Saudi were doing their thing and the women were being pushed to one side and not getting showcased, Jake Paul went, that's my market. And now he's gone in, he's doing an amazing thing for the women. He's signing young prospects. And when he's done playing around, because I don't know where he goes. I mean, if he beats AJ, heaven forbid, he's never going to go away. But when he decides to go away from actual fighting, he'll take over the promotional game. There's no question in my mind.
Said that. I said he'd be the biggest promoter from the United States has ever seen.
Yeah.
His MVP is now probably the third biggest promoter in America right now.
Yeah.
Behind PPC and Golden Boy.
Should we comment on this fact that it's not selling in the arena? And obviously there's reasons why. I think they overpriced themselves at first, didn't they? When they first put the tickets out. It was ridiculous.
Well, it's aim high, the negotiate lower, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say for me, it's not the venues when it comes to streaming and streaming platforms. The venue money pales into comparison.
Yeah, totally.
Especially with PPV.
Jams, has it picked up sales then, Jams? I saw it early on in the week, but they have dropped their prices.
It's always fight week. They do a price drop, and then all of a sudden it sells out. It's strategic. Every country does it. Every event, you know, they aim high and they start bringing it down as demand starts the percentage starts to go up. Algorithms, you know yourself.
Yeah.
The Ring is the biggest promotion, full stop. Well, it is, but it's Turkey backed, isn't it? 60 million followers. Jake Paul says gone. LFC walk alone. He has the capability, absolutely. That's the thing. He's a social media star. This is his space promotion. When you're a social media star, and again I come back to it's a young, infantile platform. You know, because when you look at the dots, you know, things from since the dawn of time, it takes centuries to progress. But you know, the way that social media has just rocketed in popularity, you know, it's billions worldwide now.
Yeah.
It's sort of taken over TV.
Yeah.
So there's a bigger audience for social media than there is for television, and then that streams down to PPV. It's turning like what they would call say they take a percentage value of the subscriptions that would buy PPV. Say it's like an 8% of their total subscriptions buy PPV for boxing.
Yeah.
You know, that's still incredible numbers.
He's feeding. That's the other thing. Like, just to give him a little bit of proper pull. He's feeding a lot of people this week because the YouTube creators, they're earning money on their channels. The Twitter promoted ones, the accounts that get monetized, they're earning some money based off their posts. A lot of people are eating this week, and it was interesting to see AJ never posts anything really. It's interesting to see AJ's been posting all week, or his team has, because again they want to jump on that algorithm, which is Jake Paul, which is bringing all these eyes. So I've been astonished to see how much AJ's been. Well, it's not him, it's his team, obviously, isn't it? But at the end of the day, like this has gone through the roof this last week, and you know, if I'm walking the streets here and people are asking me, who's this AJ guy? Then that's Jake Paul. Jake Paul brought them to AJ. Imagine that. Jake Paul has brought some of these non-boxing fans. Who's this AJ guy? And then what I did the other night, I went, oh, it's just this guy, and just showed him that straight right hand that he hit Ngannou with. And this is the other thing. When you go back and you look at that, Ngannou had some style to him, you know, like as a boxer. Like, I'm not saying he was a good boxer, but he could win in the lower levels. He could win some fights. He had a good stature on him, and he come in. I know he squared up when he was dazed, but that right hand that AJ hit him with, you know, you forget that we said this before. Maybe and you laughed about it. Ngannou takes kicks to the head, right? Yeah. And AJ folded him, and so if he hits him with that same shot, Jake Paul, you know, he'll be going back to the Disney Channel. It'll be all flashing back from when he was on the Disney Channel, mate.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. You know, I was very harsh on this fight when I first heard about it. You know, it got made irate as hell. You know, because the first thing you think of is somebody's getting hurt here, and you know, what's money to you if you're severely hurt from this? And
I know, mate.
You know, and consequences are terrible and dire. You know, McClellan.
Yeah.
Watson.
These are warriors, by the way, though. These are warriors.
I know, but it's that this is an extra risk. These are warriors who have trained all their lives. This is a guy who's been in it for 4 or 5 years maximum. He, as I said, he's not fought anything near a level of Anthony Joshua.
No one said this, though, mate. No one said this because of what you're just saying there. It's important. Has anyone said that Jake Paul takes a dive? Oh, hear me out. Obviously, he's not going to feel. But what I'm saying is, he could just feel one mediocre one and go, yeah, no, that's enough for me. You know, do you know what I mean? No one said, is he going to take a dive? Because we're all expecting AJ to march straight down the corner, back him up with his first jab, and smash him to bits on the ropes. That's what everyone is expecting, because that's allegedly that's what should happen. But has anyone thought that he might take one that's medium to and go, nah, you know what, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I don't want to see what's coming after that.
He can't do that. Not after saying what he said today. You know, I'm going to do this to do Auntie's ass and all this.
Crazy that, by the way.
You know, all that crazy talk. And then I get what you're saying. I get it. It's a get-out clause, you know. Saves him from getting seriously hurt. But he's also got to be a damn good stuntman actor at the same time, you know, and make it look genuine, as if he's, you know,
listen, me and you have done a bit. Like, if he hit me with a medium shot, I'd know how to fucking fake it. Sorry, swear, but I'd know how to go down and make it look real. I'd know how to make it. So don't you worry about that, mate. Don't you worry about. And I haven't been on the Disney Channel. I know how to make that look real.
I've fallen down drunk too many times. I know how to imitate it now. And it's genuine, I can assure you. But look, all jokes aside, though, you know, we wish both boxers to come out healthy, well, and, you know, and a bit richer. But right now, consequences. What consequences are going to come to AJ just for taking this fight? Win, we lose, we draw. How does this affect his career?
I think if he gets rid of him in a couple of rounds, I think everybody will forgive him. I think if it goes the distance, like you said, a lot of money in Vegas has come in for going the distance. He loses a lot of respect, but he'll still probably fight Yoka in February, providing Yoka comes through this weekend. He'll still fight Yoka this week in February, and then he'll still fight Fury in September. So if he beats Yoka and then goes and knocks out Fury, everyone will forget that he went 12 rounds with Jake Paul. So you know, these theories there may be something in there, but the bottom line is if he gets hurt by him, oh my days. If he even gets hurt by him, like people are gonna jump all over him. Like, because, you know, I give Tyson a lot of stick, but only because of his antics. I think he's an incredible boxer. But Tyson Fury will, if Jake Paul can hurt him, Tyson Fury will knock him out within 2 rounds.
See, this is the danger. This is another consequence. Is the the Tyson Fury fight come after, or sort of the speculation for that fight do you feel that that's come off the back of this fight?
Yeah.
Is Tyson Fury gone, right, if he looks muggy here against Jake Paul, I've got this wrapped up?
Yeah, but I agree with that last comment, by the way. 12 rounds with Jake Paul is forgotten if AJ flattens Fury. That's basically what we just said. People will forgive him for that. I think it's 10 rounds anyway, and it's not
8 rounds. 8 rounds.
Yeah, if he goes 8 rounds with him. But sorry, what was the question, mate?
You know, Jake Paul going the distance.
Yeah.
That's gonna you know, it's gonna hurt Anthony that way, but you know, what's the danger if he does get hurt by Jake Paul, you know, moving into, does that jeopardize the Fury fight in any way? Or
no, as long as, look, boxing's fickle, isn't it? As long as he gets the W, he goes on to fight him. I mean, if you think about the fact that Wilder was smashed to bits by Zhang, smashed to bits, but Wilder's on everyone's lips again. Will he fight AJ in February? Will he fight?
Yeah.
Will he fight Usyk? Will he fight? Like, at the end of these boxers will bounce back. And AJ even said that in his latest interview in the press conference, didn't he? He said, "What happens if you lose?" He says, "We get back on the horse, we go again." Which again was a strange comment, but I don't like it when I like it when, you know, when he fought Wallin and all those heavyweights were about, and he had the ump about him. He had the right ump about him. He was looking at all these heavyweights and he was being disrespectful to. I don't like all this media. You know, he's great at this and he's great at that. Just he's not going to now because he's media training us all. But I want him to say, listen, This is the easiest money that any boxer can ever make in their life. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm gonna knock him out. I'm going to knock him out. Don't worry about it. Don't be putting your money nowhere near him, because I'm gonna march him down. I'm gonna hit him with a jab and I'll back him up. I'm gonna smash him to bits. I want to hear that. Obviously, we're not going to hear that. And even up on that stage yesterday, mate, when they're putting Woodley on the spot, who's going to win? They're all on the payroll. No one's saying nothing. No one's saying nothing. They're all on the payroll.
Oh dear. I mean, look, there's some comments in the chat, mate. There's some varied comments on the impact of Jake Paul hurting Anthony Joshua. Let's say Jake Paul gets a flash knockdown. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, but I've got to ask the question.
Go ahead.
I got asked this myself, and I had exactly the same response. It's something you have to consider, right? Devil's advocate, as Rick Gordon Boxing says. Let's play devil's advocate. Jake Paul miraculously gets to the punch first from an AJ right? He does a Fabio Wardley, right? Not knocks him out, knocks him down. AJ straight back up and wins on points. I'm giving us it's not the worst case scenario, but it's bad, right? What does that do to his stock? And what's the risk factor?
You just explained what Ngannou did to Tyson Fury.
Oh yes,
you just explained the whole setup.
That's right. But he got robbed, didn't he? He got robbed.
So he probably got robbed on that one, but you just explained it, and all Tyson's fanboys, they all forgave him for that, and he moved on. And arguably, look, I think he looked very good in the second Usyk fight, but he went on to have two fights with Usyk. So if he does, boxing's fickle. We'll still see AJ again as long as he gets the W. If he gets clipped, he'll make headlines. He'll be a bit of a laughing stock. He's already a meme, isn't he, for that Daniel Dubois knockout. Where his face is on the. It'll be another meme again, and as long as I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been who was it that said it, but they said as long as he knocks Tyson Fury out, anything's forgotten apart from a loss.
Thanks, mate. Bobby from Sampa Chance over there in Canada, no less, on the West Coast. How you doing, big man?
Dude, it's pissing rain, Brett. I don't know if it's like that up where you are, but it's raining buckets down here. I got 15 minutes. I'm actually comfortable.
Very good, very good. You look very relaxed there, mate. Well, look, I don't know how long you've been listening in, or if you've caught any of the show in the comments.
Just hopped on. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You're a virgin to the show. That's great. Now,
here's what I'll start with. I just watched
the weigh-in.
I just watched the weigh-in. Jake Paul looked like a clown. I'm sorry. That is the worst Hulk Hogan impression I've ever seen in my life. His voice cracking, all of it was just a horrible spectacle. That guy just made himself look so stupid.
And you guys are wrestling fanatics over there. You run your own. You got your own wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
You recognize genuine performances. Like you said, a bit of a clown show with him, and especially what he said. Does that reinforce some of the fans' theories that this is all a fake? So, but from an American point of view, because I can tell you now, anybody who's British will say to you that there's not a hope in hell that Anthony Joshua would ever agree to stipulations or extraordinary circumstances in a contract. Do you agree?
I completely agree, and I agree more so for the fact of the man that's standing behind him and Mr. Eddie Hearns. I don't think for how long has AJ been his cash cow?
Now, what's the danger?
Butter, that extra wing that Eddie built on his house is all due to AJ.
Yeah. Now, Brett, do you think that the Pauls and MVP are underestimating Anthony Joshua's state of mind and just what he's there to do.
I honestly don't know if they genuinely are as delusional as they come across. I mean, when the cameras are off, do they sit and go, "Listen, bro, we're killing it, aren't we? We're just killing it. These people keep buying into this, and these people keep giving us more and more money. And yeah, AJ's going to knock me out, bro, but we're going to go viral again, and we're going to earn more and more money, and more and more money, and more and more money. Like, come on, that's got to be the conversation around the dinner table. That's
and I completely agree, Brett. And the other thing I'm going to say here, and I said this on our prediction show. I don't know if you caught it or not. I said it to Alex. I said everything in your country for the last 6 years, everything that shouldn't be happening is happening. Yeah. And with Jake Paul followers and Logan Paul followers in general, misfit people, they're easily led. You know, they'll believe anything and they'll buy into anything, they'll read into anything. And if Jake is saying I'm this and that, most of these people are going to take it like a gospel and believe it. That's what I look at it as, right? Like, I mean, the reality of the situation is, man, the fact that we're even having this conversation, AJ should destroy this guy through and through. Anything else but, then we have a problem.
But there's factors in place that can get the fans working out things. Let's look at the process, for instance. It's reported, and purported that the process are $50 million for AJ and $70 million for Jake Paul. Or is that the other way around? I believe that's the figures anyway. Sure. Now, that's not the biggest payday that Anthony Joshua's ever had. He's had multiple paydays bigger than that. Would he get bigger paydays in the future? Absolutely. There's always a Tyson Fury at Wembley that would dwarf that double what he's getting from Netflix for this fight. So for a tune-up to Tony Yoka in February, and then Tyson Fury in the summer, it's good business, Brett.
Mate, listen, that kid that's been in this camp that AJ was we didn't know about it. In fact, you know what? I told, by the way, remember when I put something out and people were shooting me down? AJ's going to be on someone's undercard, and somebody had sent me a private message and said, "You're not going to believe this. They're trying to get him on that undercard, the undercard of the ring card." And so he was just going to have a walkout, and apparently he was getting $100,000 for it, right? So he's ready to go. It's the week before he's about to do that, and then he gets the Jake Paul phone call and goes, "What? I've got to wait 4 more weeks and earn 50 mil before Christmas." Him and Eddie must have had the biggest embrace, kiss, and cuddle you've ever seen. And they must have been looking into each other's eyes going, how do we do it? How have we done this?
How did we pull this masterstroke to get this boy to give us $50 million for a sparring session?
If we're looking at restrictions and stuff, like just looking at the apron, looking at all the advertisements and everything that's on the banners, Matchroom's not on any of it. You don't see Matchroom anywhere. So maybe that was one of that's one of the concessions they made, right? Like, you can't be a part of this in any way.
I guarantee you there would have been a separate payment for Matchroom.
100%.
Right, going alongside AJ's plus. Right. Let's get back to some of these comments. Fury versus AJ makes double versus Jake Paul and AJ pays what pays wise. Yep, absolutely agree with you there, mate. Cassius Cheney says Red Corner Boxing. I love the boxing man, says Gone. Absolutely, mate. He knows what he's talking about. These two guys know what they're talking about. Now, so let's establish the fact here, before we have to pour our eyes tomorrow night onto this spectacle. Let's get it in our minds that it's a clean fight. It's going to be, the stipulations are that's been given. There's 8-ounce gloves. 8 rounds, 10-ounce gloves. AJ made weight very easy, 243. So all the conditions have been met. Jake Paul was pulled off a masterstroke, and as you quite rightly said there, Bobby, and Brett, that he'll go viral, win, lose or draw.
Yeah.
Earning the Jake Paul name, MVP, and all those connected with it, as you quite rightly said, Brett, feeding many, many mouths in the industry. It's the industry that needs Jake Paul. And that is becoming apparent, not only for the men, but for the women too. And when people scoff at that Jake Paul is not only talking of boxes in his mouth like a couple of years ago when it was Canelo and nobody took him seriously. I guarantee you, Bobby, after this fight, when he calls out a name, people are going to take him seriously.
Well, I mean, when I look at Jake Paul right now, he gets to this and he's going to lose probably. He should. I mean, obviously. There's one name that I'm thinking about, and we were talking about this a little bit yesterday as well. I think his next fight's with Terrence.
Yes, so do I. 2027.
Terrence retired in order to get this payday because no matter. Here's the problem with Terrence, and I love Terrence. I think he's a great boxer, but he doesn't have the name and he doesn't have the marketability that all these other guys who are making the big monies do, right? Yeah, 3-time, 4-time undisputed world champion. Beautiful, beautiful accomplishment. No issue. But you're not marketable, Terrence. I'm sorry. So the reality of it is, where's he going to go to get that final big paycheck? I'm going to give up all my belts, and we're going to have Jake Paul versus Terrence Crawford sometime in 26 after Jake is past his 6-month, what do you call it? The concussion protocol?
Yes, suspension. He may need more than 6 months, Bobby.
It might be a Christmas fight again for next year, but I think that's the next step for him because
I would say Christmas.
In a way, Jake Paul's kind of painting himself in a corner because after fighting AJ, anything he does after this, if it's not a legit boxer or someone like that, it's a waste of time.
Yeah. Now, it could well go back to, he's got a WBC ranking. He's got a WBO ranking now. He could well go back to the cruiserweight. He's weighed in at 216.
Yeah.
He'd only have to lose, 20 odd pounds.
10 pounds.
Yeah, 16 pounds at the most. And he's, these factors give you clues to, if Jake Paul coming at 225, 230, that's too much weight and too many factors would go against him fighting for a belt at cruiserweight next fight. Yeah. But the fact he's 216, when he come in 225 for the fight before, suggests to me that he's looking to go back to cruiserweight and maybe look at his rankings. And now that Badou Jack is lost to Noel Mikaelian, he could look for that fight.
Don't forget he was fighting Tank, wasn't he? So that's he was probably low in weight, and they've had to pile calories on him.
That's probably true. Yeah.
That's why he's not as high as that, because he knew he was fighting Mike Tyson, so the camp was longer for him to get more weight.
That's it. Tyson 225.
Now they've had to fast track him, and they could only get him to healthily. They could only get him to 216. Because he couldn't go on a fat eating bender, could he? And that just put loads of shitty calories.
Not unless he's on the juice.
Yeah. Well.
Now, Vard, that's another thing. Vard have not tested any of the boxes for this fight, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys this. I had this thought in my head. If this is a sanctioned fight, shouldn't they be tested because it's sanctioned?
Maybe it's... Again, the American guys, it's all very... it's not
I thought
transparent.
You get tested before the fight and after the fight.
No, different state commissions have different rules about sanction, whether there be title fights that get dope tested. This is not a title fight. It's an 8-rounder. Labeled as an exhibition. And then it was sanctioned as a proper fight. So, all these factors for me, I was always thinking, this is scripted. This will go pure rounds. Now it could be round 1, it could be round 8. But the thing is, though, there is still going to be a massive impact for Anthony Joshua taking this fight. Because if Jake Paul either hurts him, puts him down, or, God forbid, he beats him, boxing suffers big style. Resumes will
That's the hardest
suffer.
part, and that's what makes it hard here, guys. Is because how many times have we sat here? Oh, that's not going to happen. This is not going to happen, and we wake up the next morning like, what the hell?
The boxing,
You know
the
what I
boxing,
mean?
man, the boxing man has to retire, boys. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, I'm gone. I'm gone. You'll only find me here, Red Corner, on YouTube.
The
No,
gloves
no,
will
no.
be-
Wait. Let me win my league first. Then you guys can leave.
No. Oh yeah, no. The prediction league is forever and a day, my friend. It's me on X that's gone. That's
Look, I
if
think
Jake
a lot of people
Paul
will be hurt. A
beats
lot of
him.
people will be hurt.
Yeah, because I've said to people, I'm not taking your money, but I'll take your account.
I think what makes
You know.
it more interesting here is that we saw what he did to Nagano. Okay? And we can't expect less now. Now, I do believe Jake Paul is a better boxer than Nagano at any given day.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. This is weird. Like, I'm kind of scared, guys. I'm kind of a little scared.
Do you know what? It's a potential nightmare for boxing.
That's what scares me. Like, I
gonna
don't care
have-
about AJ or
And
Jake.
this,
I'm just
but
scared
this
for
is
boxing.
the PR genius work of Jake Paul and his team. They keep planting the seeds of bloody doubt daily in this
Hey,
fight week.
Hey,
I
in the-
thought this guy would shit himself, but he hasn't, Brett.
In the comments, big up to 99 Maddox saying Jake Paul is living rent free in Brett's head. It ain't just my head, mate. It ain't just my head. He's living, probably a little bit more in mine than everybody else's, but he's living rent free in a lot of people's heads right now because we are like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on? So it's not just my head, but big up 99 Maddox. Respect to you, brother.
Absolutely, and big up to all of you in the chat who've stuck with us for nearly the full hour. We will come to the end of this, but let's get our final prediction. And after everything that's been said and discussed, and if there's any little factors that have come up in light that can play on your predictions, what would it be, Brett?
Well, I'm just going to go with. I feel like I don't think he's going in round one. I think he's going to touch him and range find him. He might hit him with 30 odd seconds to go. He might hit him with something of note to see how he feels when he hits him with something of note. And then the second round, I think he's going to wink to his corner. He's going to step out and he's just going to go. He's not. This is the other thing. Regardless of what people think about him, AJ splits the pack, in terms of more so the US aren't having him. The UK has split 50% with Fury, 50% with AJ. But the one thing that you can't deny, AJ is an absolute fabulous and has been fabulous heavyweight boxer. There's no question about it. When you talk about his era, it didn't happen with Wilder and it hasn't happened with Fury yet. But he's fought very good fighters, and you can only fight what's been in front of you in his era. Yes, he's slipped up a couple of times. I thought he did better in the second Usyk fight, but Usyk spun him about a little bit. Dubois caught him cold, and the rest is history on that. But we are talking about a serious heavyweight that deserves the respect. And I feel like he's not going to come out there swinging because of his IQ. He's gonna brutalize him. But it's just going to be vicious. It's not going to be wild. It's going to be vicious in round two.
Thank you, mate. Bobby?
Yeah, everything Brett said is pretty much right on par with it. But I think round one's just going to go as a round one, just kind of a feel out, touch up here and there. Maybe get him with a jab, make him feel it for a little bit. I think most of the work will come in round two, and I think he's going to knock him out and finish him in round three. I give it at least 3 rounds. I think we're going to get 3 rounds out of it. Keep in mind, AJ hasn't fought since 24 either. So I'm not saying that there's ring rust or anything like that, but I just think for whatever reason, I just have a feeling that first round's not going to signify anything. It's just going to be more of this and that and touch here, get your range, get your feel for it. Round two, probably knock him down once or twice, get up, then finish him in 3.
Thank you, Bobby. Well, guys, it is tomorrow night. History will be made for Boxing for social media.
And Red Corner, yes, I will join you guys for the watch along.
Thank you, mate. That'll be fantastic. You know,
I figure we should all be together when this happens.
you know, as Brett quite rightly says, AJ is an elite heavyweight. You know, I look at his resume and I see nothing but stars. 21-2-0 Daniel Dubois, 26-1-0 Otto Wallen, 21-1-0 Jermaine Franklin. Obviously, the two losses to 19 and 18-0 Alexander Usyk. Kubrat Pulev, 28-1-0. Andy Ruiz, 33-1-0. Alexander Povetkin, 34-1-0. Joseph Parker, 24-0. The list goes on. It's the most impressive heavyweight record of the past 20 years. I would even say it surpasses Klitschko, mate.
No. You forgot to add Klitschko to that list.
Yeah, I hadn't even got that far down, mate. To 20. I'm still in 2017.
I know,
the list goes on. When I get Takam, then it's Klitschko, Eric Molina, Dominic Brazil, Charles Martin, all champions. Dillian White. Before Dillian White is Gary Cornish. Who, I ask you, see? 21-0 Gary Cornish. Commonwealth champion.
I know we're closing the show, but to give AJ some more props here from the fanboy, his resume will only be well received in 20, 30 years time. And we'll look back on what he did for the sport and what the first man to start filling stadiums. We went from, somebody said it brilliantly the other day, we went from leisure centres to Wembley. And that was under AJ's watch. Don't get me wrong, Ricky did it, Froch did it, but they didn't do it to this magnitude. And
did Frank ever do it?
Did
Frank ever do it? Against Tyson or?
Yeah, Bruno did do it. You're right. Actually, Bruno did Wembley, but we're talking back-to-back fights anyway. This is a man that will go down in the Hall of Fame, and hopefully, he doesn't go down in the Hall of Fame with a blemish from a YouTuber that used to be a star on the Disney Channel. We'll see.
Absolutely. You know, AJ, many accolades, Olympian, unified champion, twice over. When people talk about the face of boxing, nobody, not even Canelo, has sold 15 million PPVs in his fights. Yeah. You want to talk about face of boxing, it's Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul has identified Anthony Joshua as the face of boxing after trying for the American version of the face of boxing, which is Ty Davis. But he aimed higher and he got Anthony Joshua. As I've said before, his biggest victory was getting Joshua into the ring. Win, lose or draw, Jake Paul will go viral. People will get fed. People will go home happy. And we will all have had a spectacle. However, are we over-analysing the result to forsake the entertainment value? The purists in us want Jake Paul to suffer a horrendous knockout. The entertainment side of us want to see if it happens. I want to see if Jake Paul has really been all about who he says he is. But the fact is that Jake Paul is a winner. There's no two ways about it. And he will, when all's said and done, when boxing's done for him, he'll go on to become the biggest promoter America's ever seen, probably eclipsing Don King, considering his age. He's only 28 years of age and he's already the fourth biggest promoter in the United States. Think about that. Yeah. We hope you have all a great weekend with the boxing content, especially you, Brett and Bobby. Thank you for joining us here at Red Corner Boxing. I want to thank every single you legends that have come through in that chat and stayed with us for an hour and given us your great comments. We love and appreciate you all. And if it's the first time you have set eyes on Red Corner Boxing, give us a like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. And guess what? It doesn't hurt. Do it. Do it now, Mr. Neutral says. Thank you, guys. This show was sponsored by EasyStorage.com for your local nationwide needs, and of course, Boxing Fight Zone for all your boxing merchandise and clothing apparel. That's all there in the links in the bio. Gentlemen, until next time, we have a review show. We'll talk again after tomorrow night. See you soon.
Good night. Bye-bye.
I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop.